better.
Yeah.
Apple is pulling ad blocking apps from its app store. The company's saying these apps pose a security risk to Apple users, essentially allowing the app creators to view user web traffic and sensitive financial information.
You know, Apple has not indicated that anything malicious has actually happened so far, but does this throw a wrench in the company's overall security system? Joining us to talk about that is Joe Loomis, the CEO of Cyber Team 6. He was a cybercrime investigator for Apple as a contractor. And Joe, you know, there was a time when Apple was a fortress against hackers and malware and all those things, and now all these things have been cropping up lately. What happened?
Well, what we really got going on, Bill, and good to see you again, is the fact that we've got malicious apps working their way back onto the store. And we have to be careful of the fact that the security measures that are taking place by Apple to start to check these apps. We don't really understand the volume of apps that are submitted to Apple to really understand what to reverse engineer these apps to see what they actually do. And it's only when they actually make it to the market, someone finds that the app might be doing something malicious, does Apple actually do something about it? There needs to start to be a proactive approach.
Yeah. Joe, but there are people who are suspicious that they're doing this because the very same issue with malware is also the thing that allows ad blocking, right? And maybe Apple doesn't want ad blockers within those apps because that's where a lot of the revenue comes from.
But think about it from the bad guy perspective. What's the best way to get your app out on the market? Give the consumers something everybody wants. Everybody wants ad blocking, right? And so it's a perfect vehicle or mechanism and delivery model for malicious activity to take place. And I've put on the air many, many times about a company like Blue Box that they encrypt these apps so that this stuff can't happen. And I don't understand why there's so much resistance to embracing the technology that these startups have. I don't understand
because people don't
that.
want ads. People don't want ads.
Right.
It's that simple.
Yeah, people don't want ads.
Yeah, let me on that question of the ads. Everybody who uses the internet is incredibly irritated by all the pop-up ads, pop-up video ads, for example.
The pre-videos, I hate those things.
Do you know, roughly speaking, what percentage of the revenues of most of these applications that are causing, what percentage comes from the ads? Is it a lot or is it a little? Do we have any idea?
Well, we really don't know what kind of revenue actually comes from it because most of these ad blockers are really free, right? They're not really targeted to build these apps to actually make revenue. They're actually looking to get to your mobile device so they can take your credit card information when you're logging on to Apple Pay or your Wells Fargo account or your Chase account, because we all use our mobile devices to check balances, to make statements, whatever it might be. So that's the end game here is, can I get to your address book? Can I get to your email? And if the best way to do it is, hey, I'm going to give you a free ad blocker to do it.
So are you saying, Joe, don't download any ad blocker app?
I wouldn't download any ad blocker app that hasn't been validated as legitimate. For example, there is AdBlock out there that's relatively the leader in the space that just was recently acquired. Those are the type of organizations that I trust. Is I really look at the organizations that have a name, a brand, a reputation, and credibility of history. Who do I know behind that?
But
Can I go to their website?
You know, the validation issue, some of these have been in the Apple App Store anyway. That would suggest validation right there, but yet you can still be hacked if you download those too, right?
Exactly right. That's an assumed validation, right? That's assuming that Apple and other organizations are really testing these products and these applications, that they don't do anything malicious. But unfortunately, because of the volume, often it's a difficult thing to accomplish. If you're getting 1 million applications uploaded, over the next month, how are you going to test all those apps and reverse engineer them? I mean, it's a really difficult
tough situation. All right, thank you, Joe. Good to have you on.
You're
Joe
welcome.
Loomis from Cyber Team 6. I love